Some things should be said.
Or shouldn't.
Oh, it's on.
With Juan
and Sean. All right. Welcome to episode number 2 of Oh, It's On.
And Sean.
Juan has already had a few to drink. That was Juan. He was supposed to say with Juan, and I say and Sean.
I thought you said Juan, so that's why I said, oh, damn, man, I should say Sean.
I said, oh, it's on.
Wow, on and Juan sounds the same. Very confusing.
That's why I came up with that title. Oh, it's on with Juan and Sean. So, in our first episode, if you listen to it, we had some audio issues with Juan's microphone booms pole mic stand that I have. It was a $11 mic stand from Guitar Center. Not ragging on Guitar Center. I'm
Thanks a lot, Guitar Center.
No, I'm ragging on an $11 mic stand is all. But
who sold it?
Oh, it was Guitar Center.
Thanks a lot, Guitar Center.
But you got to have those cheap options.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you don't want to be good and spend the money on decent. Okay, well,
you know what? It is true because, where I work, we sell a beer called Gold Buckle. It's a big sponsor of the NFR,
which is the National Finals Rodeo in Vegas, if you don't know.
And so we sell that beer for $1. $1. So, when we have like people show up and like, what's your cheapest beer? I pull out a Gold Buckle.
But yeah, there's times, I mean, when you get drunk enough, it doesn't matter what you drink. Honestly.
And, I'll be honest too. It's like, okay, do I really want to pay $5-6 or $1?
Right. And I've already had like 8 drinks, so I want my $4 other to maybe go in the Keno machine or something.
There you go.
So today we're talking about our favorite Always Sunny in Philadelphia moments or episodes. It could be both. Sometimes a whole episode is great. We're not really having any specific criteria or nothing. We're just going to talk about things that are most memorable. And who is your favorite character, Juan, before we get started?
Well, it's really kind of hard because to me, Frank's my most favorite character. Yeah. It's like really, really like one of my greatest characters there.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, for one, it's just the stuff that he does in that show. Because, I mean, you got like this little tiny dad who owned a sweatshop in Vietnam. And on top of that, it's like the stories that he tells, how, if a child died, he'd cook it up, make it soup, or if a cat died, he'd feed it to the poor.
Yeah.
That was great.
What is that? What, the warthog? Warthog is what he was called when he was a businessman. And
yeah.
He's probably my second, but my favorite character is Dennis. I don't know what it is about him being a sociopath that I find it super entertaining. I find it extremely wrong half the time. Like one of my favorite episodes, which is an episode a lot of people love, is the Dennis system. And
that one's a great one.
Yeah, like you demonstrate value and then you engage physically. Like the way he presents it, the fact that he has a presentation set up shows that he's like already crazy. And fun, interesting fact, if you didn't know, the pharmacist in that episode is actually his wife in real life.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's his actual real life wife. The one he's dennising in the show.
Wow. And you know who's another favorite character of mine there? Well, you know what? I really do like also, Dennis. I really do like him because...
I like them all.
Yeah, but I mean, he's the one that's more like with the creativity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like him, because he's so...
kind of like the mastermind behind what the hell's going on.
There's a lot of thought put into his things.
Exactly. And when he screws up, he blames everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's like one of my favorite episodes would be the one where it's like what's her name? Rain Ponderosa is a cat and she dies.
Yeah.
And he's like being so helpful with the cops.
Yeah.
With the investigation.
And it looks like How to Catch a Murderer or whatever on Netflix.
How to Catch a Murderer or something.
No, what is it? Becoming a Murderer. No. Dang it. I only got To Catch a Predator in my head right now. But yeah, the Netflix murder show. But yeah, that was a good episode. Me being a wrestling fan, I like the part where like Charlie was talking about the wrestling, and like the cops like, "What are you talking about?" Like that.
Yeah, the detective. He's like, "No, Charlie, give me more." He's like, "Okay."
What was your favorite Frank moment? Name some of your favorite Frank moments.
So my favorite Frank moments is when he's like, well, that one show again where the Marine Ponderosa dies. He's like, "Dennis, this is your father. Yeah. Tell me the truth. Did you?" And he's like, "Frank, what are you doing? Yeah. Wait, are you recording this?" He goes, "Okay, my dad owned a sweatshop." He's like, "Okay, Dennis."
Yeah. Okay, so like my other favorite episode, maybe my favorite actual episode, is Frank's Little Beauties. Have you seen that one?
Oh my god! Yeah.
Like just the from beginning to the end, he runs into the bar and he's like got the bloody and broken nose, and he's like, "Oh," he's just like, "Oh, it's all going down." Like the way DeVito like portrays just a man who knows his end is there is perfect, and he's like, I got strip club, women's like swimsuit contest, beauty contest, and like I think Dennis is the one that like put it all together, and then two women walk in, like two hot women walk in, and then like Dennis is like, "Oh," like Mac and Charlie are like, "Oh," and then the toddlers, like the 5-year-olds, walk in, and then that's Frank's Little Beauties. And like the whole episode, how Frank is panicked through the whole episode, and how just, it's the guys wanting to like be in charge of this thing. And I don't know. It's I mean, maybe we can just spoil everything. I didn't want to like spoil things, but
well, I mean, these are already like old episodes, so you can't spoil anything.
Yeah, and if you haven't seen Frank's Little Beauties, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, exactly. And that kind of reminds me of the other episode where he's trying to convince Mac that he's gay by like taking him to like these like gay bars. And he has a broken nose too, and he's like, "Hey Mac, make sure you watch my back, cause these guys will poke me full of holes."
No, he wasn't trying to convince him he was gay. He already came out. He was trying to get his gayness out, cause they had that float that they wanted to be on, and he was taking them places to like I think he was trying to find Mac's gay level to make him gay so he can dance on the float.
Yeah.
And he took him to that one bar. And he's like, "Yeah, watch my back. They'll poke me from behind." Oh, Frank. So one of my other favorite Dennis moments is the implication. Are you familiar with the implication?
No.
So have you seen The Gang Buys a Boat?
Yes.
So one of my favorite scenes from that episode is when Dee's dancing. They're like when she's dancing in the boat, and they're like, "What are you doing? You look like one of those wacky waveable inflatable men." And then so they go get one and put it on the boat, and Dee's later dancing like and she was doing it so good. That's the funny part. But there's a part where Dennis explains to Mac why he wants the boat, and it's because of the implication. And the implication of you get girls and you take them out on the boat, so they're out in open waters and they can't run away. So Dennis is like, "They're gonna have sex with you," and Max is like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because of the implication." And Max is like, "What are you talking about?" And Dennis is like, "The implication that if they don't say yes, something bad's gonna happen to them because they can't get away, so they're just gonna say yes." And it's like, dude, that's like sick. Why would you think that's a good way to like and okay to like have sex with a woman? And Max like sitting there like, you're that's sick, dude. Why are you doing that? He's like, "What are you talking about? The implication is fine. Like they're gonna want to do it because they know that if they don't, there's something bad's gonna happen to them." Like, dude, Dennis, you're ridiculous.
What about Day Boy?
No, not Day Boy. Day Man.
Oh, the Day Man.
Oh, fighter of the night, man.
But then you got Frank. Gotta get into that boy's hole. You gotta pay the toll to get into that boy's hole.
Oh, gee. Did you know they actually went on tour with that play?
No.
Yeah, after, I don't know if it was after the season or before the season, they actually like toured around and put on that play.
No kidding.
I know.
Wow, I wish I would have seen that.
I didn't see that. I didn't learn about that till years after it actually happened, and I was so mad. I was like,
God,
oh.
you know what would be great if they actually do that play? Because you know how South Park,
Yeah.
you know the creators, Trey and...
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Yeah, they have the Book of Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, wow, I can't, you know... That'd be great if someone just like goes on their Twitter account, it's like, hey, why don't you guys just like create a real play on Dayman?
Yeah. Wait, what they did already? What are we talking about?
No, like have one that's like really going on.
Oh, get like an actual like Broadway of
exactly,
it.
like Trey Parker and Matt Stone have for
the Book of Mormon.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying. That would be good. Like have a full production of it.
Exactly.
Do you think they should get other people to write it though? Or get Matt Stone and Trey Parker to do it. I don't know if they're friends.
Yeah, I don't either.
But they would be great for it.
Exactly. But that's one episode that was one of my greatest ones too that I loved. Was that Dayman?
Do you know the song?
What was the title of that show? That's what it's called, Dayman, right?
The Nightman Cometh.
Oh, the Nightman Cometh. There we go.
Yeah, but they sang that song at a bar. That's when Dennis and Charlie, I think, were in the 80s like rock gear. Do you remember that one?
Yes.
And they sang it in the bar, and everybody was like, "What's going on here?" So, what did I write down here? So here's another one of my favorite Dennis moments. Did you see the gang broke D?
Is that where she's like, they broke her back?
No. This is where, that was at the high school reunion episode.
Oh, okay.
No, they, so Dee's like super depressed, and she actually becomes like a good comic when she starts making fun of herself. She becomes a self-deprecating comic. She goes, "Guys, I'm so ugly I couldn't get a bus to hit on me." And like people are actually laughing. They're like, "Oh, that's actually funny." And then and so like through the episode, Dee gets discovered, and she starts opening for this guy named Landslide. And Landslide is like a fart comic. Does this not ring a bell? You haven't seen this one?
No, yeah, but like, yeah.
Oh, okay. I hear her looking at me like, what?
No, because I remember like it's at the end, it's one of those like where it's like, oh, we did it because we feel sorry for you.
Yeah, and so they reveal at the end that it's all a prank, and Dee loses her mind, and I think Mac's like, the best part about this, because Dennis the whole episode is like, "Oh, Dee, I've been wrong," or he's trying to get this guy named Walt with Dee, because Dennis is like, "You don't deserve any of this, Dee.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?" And then when she gets on Conan O'Brien, supposedly, Dennis is like turned, and he's like, "Dee, I love you," and then she rejects him. She kicks him off the plane. And then my favorite moment at this is at the very end. There's two moments. The first one is when they're like, "We broke you, Dee," and Dee's like, "What?" And they're like, "Yeah, this guy Landslide is a garbage truck driver, and this guy that you had sex with, oh, that was real." And she's like, "What?" And then they go, "Yeah, and Dennis wasn't even in on it." And then Dennis is like, he's like looking around, he's like, I wasn't. It was like the super like, I don't know, like if there's any way anything could be played perfectly. That moment for Dennis to me was perfection. Every time I can see it like once a day for the rest of my life, and it will still have like the same effect on me. But then the funny part is when Dennis is like, "I'll catch up with you guys." Like if it like he lost his mind, and he just like throws a little fit and he leaves, and Mac's like, "Yeah, he's probably gonna go kill himself." that episode was good, great and good. That's what Groot is if you watched Teen Girl Squad. Have you heard of Teen Girl Squad?
No.
I'll have to introduce you to them. But yeah, that whole episode was good. But that moment when Dennis is like, I wasn't. Like it's like the most like childish Dennis has ever been.
All right. So we've got a lot out of Dennis. Now,
yeah. Sorry.
Let's get some out of Mac.
Okay.
What are some of the great moments out of Mac that you enjoyed?
One of my favorite episodes too is Country Mac. Have you seen Country Mac?
See, I'm not familiar with the titles, but if you'd like to describe it.
Okay, I don't know if it was called Country Mac, but it's the one where it's Mac Day, where the gang has to do everything Mac says. And it's funny because, like, if they say anything, if they say I'm not doing that, or they, reject anything he wants to do, they have to extend it by a day.
Oh, so that wasn't D-Day?
No, that's new season.
Okay,
but this one's like 8 seasons old.
Oh, okay.
But no, in Mac Day, so they have that ceremonious pillow where they got to scream into the pillow if they get to scream in it once if they're frustrated. But no, so on Mac Day, Mac invited his cousin from the Country Mac, and he's played by Sean William Scott. I think this is Sean William Scott's like greatest role. Like Stifler is nothing compared to Country Mac, but so this episode it's a build up till the end again, and so Mac, like, the whole day sucks. Mac Day sucks, but Country Mac is cool. Everybody loves Country Mac, and everybody's wishing that they were at the end. They're wanting to trade out Country Mac for City Mac, and then what? God dang it! Something happens. So Mac is like, Mac at one point takes them to a men's bodybuilding show because he says you have to worship man because man is in the image of God.
Yeah.
So he makes them all oil up all the bodybuilders. But Country Mac's gay, so Country Mac's like, I'm getting all sorts of numbers here. Oh no! Oh, I'm sorry. This is you. None of this is ringing a bell.
Yeah, because I remember that part where it's like they're lathering up the bodybuilders.
Okay. My favorite part in this episode with Mac, though, is when they're doing the badass video, and Mac's like, he tells them all to act like, oh, who's that guy? Oh my God, there's a guy that's gonna jump off a bridge, and then Mac's going to in post edit a guy jumping off a bridge, and so they're all acting, and then he's like, I'm not actually gonna do it. And they're like, why not? It's a badass video. He's like, well, no, that's crazy. So they're all acting like the way they're all acting, like Frank, D, Charlie, and Dennis. They're all like, oh, hey, oh no, who's that man? And then Charlie's like, that's Mac. They're like, oh, no, we don't know who he is. Oh, hi, oh, my name's Dennis. And they're all meeting each other. But then Country Mac jumps off the bridge. And then they're all like, whoa, what? And then City Mac comes down, and he's like, he's free. Oh, Mac Day's canceled. Oh, he jumped. Like that moment was one of my. Like, he panicked. He was like, oh my God, he actually did it. How about you?
God, for me, it was in the new season. Mm-hmm. The new season where they go to the zoo. It literally, it's like, oh God, dude, it's like, so he's trying to write Dennis a letter, and he doesn't write just one, but he writes multiple letters that are like, that it's like for like about like, it's like shown on screen for like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not reading this, but I had to pause it and read it. And it got like so much like, gay innuendos in there where it's like, Dennis, I would do this to you, and because of this, I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, wow. So these guys, I mean, he really went above and beyond, to please Dennis. And the sex doll, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Dennis. Wait, do you think, so the show's still on, it hasn't been canceled yet. Do you think at some point Mac is gonna end up having sex with Dennis?
You know what? I think there's gonna be, because he hasn't been with like a guy. It's just been said, and he's probably came out saying, well, yeah, I'm probably gay, but I still haven't seen an episode where he says he's gay.
No, he did.
Which one?
In the Ass Blaster 3000 episode, the one where they hire the not defibrillators, the facilitator guys. The one where at the beginning when D drops her lottery ticket. You don't remember that one?
No.
Oh, dude, that's such a great episode too. Because
That's not where he has that bicycle with the with the dildo on it. And he goes, well, no, he only says like, to keep you going because you kind of want to sit down, and it's like, oh, it pokes you, and up you go.
No, but at the end of the episode, he says, because he finds out that the arbitrator, I don't know why I was thinking defibrillator, but he said the arbitrator says, in the end, because Frank called him the F word, and the arbitrator said, well, if you're not actually gay, then it's not a hate crime. So Mac's like, oh, if I am gay, then is it a hate crime and I get the ticket? And she says, yeah. So he goes, I'm gay. And then they're like, oh, what the F? They're all like, what the heck?
No, because he wanted the ticket.
Yeah, and he got the ticket. And then they're all like, oh, you can go back in the closet now like you always do. Like, you come out for whenever it benefits you and you go back in. And he goes, no, I think I'm out. Like, that episode, he came out.
Okay, the way I understood it was like him saying, no, I'm out. Like, okay, I'm not that gay guy in the closet anymore.
No, yeah, he came out. That was the episode he came out.
Damn, so to you, he came out gay, but to me, he came out saying, okay, yeah, I'm not playing that. I'm not going to be that closet gay guy anymore.
Yeah, he's gay.
Okay, but I didn't see it that way. To
me,
you didn't? I saw it like more of like, well, okay, you all know that I was that closet gay guy, so I don't want to play that role anymore. And then throughout the season, throughout the shows, and that's what I like about it. It's like, okay, they want to say Mac is gay. He's gay, but what I love about the show is like, they don't show anything as saying he's gay, which is great. Not like nowadays with freaking movies where it's like, oh well, he's got to really like make out with this guy to show that he's gay.
Yeah,
I'm like, wait a minute, now you're ruining my movies.
So wait, did you hate the last season of Trailer Park Boys?
I can't remember. I was so smashed. I was so drunk that season, guys.
Because I think 3 times Leahy actually kissed Randy. It wasn't anything like crazy, but they just kissed. And I was just like, oh, they finally did it.
Tongue on tongue?
No. It was just like, mwah.
So it's
I love you, Randy. Mwah.
Oh, so it's like a little, like what the Italians do.
Or the Europeans.
The Europeans, they go, hey, what's going on?
But they did it on the lips.
Come over here and give your pop a kiss before you go.
Yeah. Well, but they kissed on the lips, though. It wasn't like
it's okay. I mean, you see parents kissing their kids on
each
the lips
other up or nothing. Yeah, you were pretty hammered.
Yeah, I was wasted.
So, one of my favorite other characters, Uncle Jack, the Uncle Charlie's lawyer uncle.
Yes, he got the big hands.
No, he doesn't have big hands.
And not anymore?
Well, he originally, I think he bought those fake hands.
Dude, I want to get those hands. I want to walk into work. It's like, oh, my hands are swollen. I can't work.
Yeah, I need sick days.
I need sick days. My hands.
No, but one of my favorite, I don't know if it was Uncle Jack's first appearance, but Maureen Ponderosa's first episode when her and Dennis got married, or it's the second episode, because they had Dennis gets married and then they had Dennis gets divorced. And
was it about her breath?
It wasn't about her breath, but they talked about the dead tooth. And
okay, the dead tooth, yes.
Yeah, but there's one part where at the end of the second episode, what's his face? Uncle Jack, he's like looking at the other lawyer's hands, because there's that lawyer they're always like in contestant with. And at the end, Uncle Jack, like, he ruins the whole deal for Dennis. Dennis is screwed. And then Uncle Jack's like, can I get a photo for the website? And the lawyer's like, okay. So Dennis goes in and the lawyer goes in. And then he's like, can you put your hands on top of my hands so they look like my hands? And so the lawyer puts his hands on top of Uncle Jack's hands. And it's the most ridiculous looking ever. But then, like, Uncle Jack, like, looks at the camera and goes, we're lawyers. And, like, the whole time I'm, like, almost ready to laugh. But when he just goes, we're lawyers. Because he's like a real lawyer now that he has big hands. Maureen Ponderosa. And did you like the zombie episode where her and she was marrying one of the McPoyles, and they're like getting interrogated at the beginning, and then they reveal the whole story. Have you not seen this one?
God, I can't remember that one.
Oh, dude, that's so funny because Dennis. Oh, this is another one of those Dennis moments, dude.
It's not the one where he has sex with her
Yeah.
again. Like she's getting married or something.
Yep.
And then he's like
Yeah.
in a push, just just like, yeah.
And he's just all sweaty.
Yeah.
And he's like, he was ready. He was so happy she was getting married, and then she got a boob job, and Dennis like couldn't control himself.
Exactly. You
But
know
yeah.
what? I guess that really happens. You know, it's like you got your chick there, it's normal. But when that boob job comes, it just changes everything. Like,
Yeah.
It's like, what do we got here? You know, it's like, oh, I got something new to play with. It's like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
And then you end up with a close-up shot in your face, and you're like, oh, Dennis. So another moment I'm going to say, because I've been waiting to talk about this the whole episode. Have you seen the episode where Frank donates a ton of money to an animal foundation? So they're driving to Atlantic City, and Frank just like, I'm going to take a shortcut, and he's driving through a forest, and I think they run out of gas. So Dennis and Charlie end up like going to get gas, but they find a trucker. Have you seen this one?
Is that the one where like they're all riding in the back of a fucking U-Haul?
No. No. This is a different.
Oh,
episode.
that was like St.
That was a great
Patrick's.
episode too. What?
Was that the St. Patrick's one?
No.
Or they were going like to a baseball field, or they were going somewhere.
Yeah, I think they were going to the Grand Canyon.
Was it?
I don't. Well, the one you're talking about, or the one
Yeah.
I'm talking about? Oh, the one you're talking. I want to say their goal was to go to the Grand Canyon, but they end up like not even getting out of Philadelphia.
Because they're like their truck breaks down like right out of like state line or something.
Yeah, that was a good episode. Hold on, let me get back to mine because I'm so excited. So Dennis and Charlie, they get picked up by a trucker, and this trucker the whole time's like, hey boys, so I used to be like I used to pick up men and I used to bang them, or he'd say things like that, but the whole time he's like, I don't do that anymore, don't worry. So
Damn,
they're like,
what episode is that?
oh my god, dude. So the trucker takes him. He's supposed to take him to their hotel in Atlantic City, but he ends up taking him to his hotel. And they're like, what are we doing here? This isn't our hotel. And he's like, well, boys, I was hoping you'd come into me with my room. You'd come into my room. And they're like, what? And he's like, oh, come on, boys. And then Charlie's like, you will not suck me, and you will not be sucked by us. Like, they're starting to freak out. And then the trucker just looks at him and goes, I didn't mean that. Then they're like, you love your wife? And he's like, I love my wife, but I just need this right now. And then the last thing he says is like, can you two please, let's go to my room and you can crack me open like a coconut. And my favorite thing is, like, if you go search for the bloopers of that scene, like the whole scene, like Charlie can't stop laughing. And you can tell because like the cuts they make in that scene are so abrupt that it doesn't look like it's all one shot. It just keeps cutting and cutting and cutting.
God, was that like our back in the days so many years ago when we did Blood and Roses?
Roses and alcohol.
There we go, Roses and Alcohol.
Kind of.
So I played this actor who like seduced this guy's wife. So I come out in a cowboy hat with some boots and a Speedo, and the whole production crew just broke character. They broke character. They couldn't stop laughing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you're talking about broken bottles.
Oh, broken bottles.
Yeah. Juan's like, I'm gonna come out in a Speedo, and we're like, no, you're not. And he goes into the bathroom.
Baby oil and
boiled, baby
everything.
oiled up in like a Walmart $2 gray Speedo, comes out with just cowboy boots on,
And a
and
rose.
like all the cameras are like shaking. And he just takes a rose and he just throws it. My little buttercup or my little rose
Just
petal.
smacked her with the rose.
Oh my gosh. We'll dig that up. We'll put it up someday. So what Mac, again, let's talk about Mac a little more. Did you see the episode where the gang dances their asses off?
Yes,
To save the bar?
That was a great one.
And one of my favorite parts of that one is when Mac has the dance off, I think, against Dennis. And Mac, like, he goes up to Dennis and just starts, like, dancing next to him. And then he gets down on his knees and he starts bobbing his head back and forth. And it's like Mac has no idea he's being gay.
It wasn't one of the penalties they had, like, to carry, like, a keg of beer.
Yeah. Well, two of them had to carry a keg of beer on them. And they're just dancing by just, like, moving their arms back and forth. Because they can't do nothing else. And then that's when Frank hires Rickety Cricket.
Yes.
And he's like, I love you, D. And he goes in there like, I think he hit D with a club or something.
Yeah, and she goes down, huh?
Yeah. She did not win the bar. Okay, I've talked about Dennis too much, but Dennis was great in there too. Did you see the episode where the gang goes out to have dinner? So Mac and Dennis are having dinner at this Italian restaurant. Charlie and Frank come in to have dinner, and then Dee's by herself because she got a Groupon.
Yes.
It is super busy in the restaurant.
Is that where they all sit together and all of a sudden Frank starts choking?
No. This is an older episode. That's a newer episode.
Oh.
No, this one they're all individuals, and they're all like, so Frank and Dennis don't want to acknowledge the other group, but Mac and Charlie, like, they keep going like, I want to acknowledge, I want to say hi, and like Mac's like, I want to say hi, and Dennis is like, no, don't. And then Charlie's like, I want to say hi, and Frank's like, no, don't. But there's one moment when Frank and Charlie, Frank sends a bottle or one glass of wine, I think, to Mac and Dennis, and they're like, and then Mac's like, oh, that's such a nice gesture. Should I get up and bow? like, why would you get up and bow? And then, or Charlie said that. I don't know. One of the two said it. I don't know. What a great show. I'm so glad it hasn't been canceled.
Yeah. But I'm surprised you haven't talked about like one of the great scenes where it's like, where's that man cometh? Where they're like in a bed and he's like, well, should I straddle him like this and throw a blanket over us?
To make it classy.
Yeah.
Oh.
He got Dennis. No. What was he wearing? He was also wearing what? What was that? Oh God, what the hell is that called? Frickin' Dennis, what he was wearing, because he was wearing a little gray jumpsuit and he was wearing like that nut protector.
Yeah.
Like, boxers wear.
Yeah. What was he wearing for? Oh, he was just in like pajamas or something.
Yeah.
But then, he took it off and became Dayman.
Yeah.
Did you?
Go on.
No, I think we're running a little long here.
Okay.
But that's fine.
Well, how far have we gone into this
We're
now?
like at 33 minutes now.
Well, we could just call it right now and continue until next time.
I do want to say, if you've never watched Always Sunny, the first episode is a great episode to start. Do you remember the first episode?
Yeah, because it was like a gay bar.
Yeah.
And so they brought a lot of people in until they're like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah. And then they're like, oh, they're all men. And it's so funny because it's a whole black thing and it's a gay thing. And it's hard for a show to have such a great first episode. But that show did it, and it kept going.
But see, the great thing about it is that this show actually started before this whole new, everybody gets butthurt feelings now.
Yeah.
And that's what's great. So, you still got the fans carrying on. Because I guarantee you, if it started like that, oh my God, you'd have all the Me Too's, SJWs.
Yeah.
They'd be all trying to fight the show to get canceled.
Yeah.
But thank God it happened back then, not now.
Yeah. Which I'm surprised South Park has made it. South Park's the one.
Well, they've been trying to because they had that hashtag cancel me.
South Park, yeah.
Or cancel us now or something like that.
Cancel South Park.
Cancel South Park.
Yeah. And they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, and people still, they're loving it.
Yeah. So, thanks for listening to episode 2 of, it's on.
With Juan.
And Sean. Tune in next time for episode 3.